Good morning, children. In yesterday's class, you learned about the some important steps that to be followed while reading. If you want to become good readers of science, so you have to follow some steps. So that you learned in that you learned before reading, then during reading, after reading. So in before reading, what you learned? First, think, and then vocabulary, pronunciation. Then what you have to see, what meaning of those words, glossary we have to see. Then concepts we have to learn. So here we are going to learn about another information whichever is given under reading. Okay, how to improve our reading skills. Very important. Reading, writing and communicating. Those skills are very important for us, for everybody. Is it clear to you? So how we can improve? With another example we are going to learn here. So in page number 11, here you are going to observe this table. Is it clear to you? So this table is going to make you to understand about some information. So unless you read this one, what content is given, you can't get the matter, whatever it is explained here. Is it clear to children? So you have to know that one. So unless we read, okay. So you learnt the steps to be followed before reading, while reading and after reading. So with another example we are going to learn. Is it clear to you? So what is that means? Food web in Coringa water ecosystem. Food web in Coringa water ecosystem. We are going to discuss. The picture given is said to be food web in Coringa water ecosystem. Another one is given here, another picture whichever is kept there, desert ecosystem. Okay. So here you can compare that different ecosystems which are given. Unless you read, how can you get children? The information whatever it is given in the table. So now what do you mean by ecosystem? So ecosystem means it is a small unit of ecology. So ecology means it is a branch of biology where you are going to learn about the interaction of different kinds of living organisms which are present in particular environment. Is it clear to you? So environment will be there and living organisms will be there. So there will be always interaction, the exchange of energy you can take or any other things you can take. So interaction will be there. So that one we call it as ecology. So ecosystem means what? It is a small unit of ecology where we observe particular group of living organisms living in that particular ecosystem. So like yesterday also I said grassland ecosystem, then water ecosystem. Even your classroom also will become an ecosystem, or you can take an example of your kitchen also you can take. So we are observing different kinds of things there, biotic components and abiotic components. So in any ecosystem if we observe, there will be biotic and abiotic components. Biotic and abiotic components we are going to observe. So biotic components means all living organisms. All living organisms will come under biotic. From unicellular organisms. So unicellular organisms we can know where are they present means there is no place without microorganisms like. So microorganisms are present everywhere. Is it not children? So microorganisms to macroorganisms like us, human beings or plants or animals, all the life forms will come under biotic components which have life. Whereas abiotic components means in a particular environment or particular ecosystem where there are no life like, means non-living components. Non-living non-living components or factors also we can take. Non-living components. So what are the non-living components and are non-living components same in each and every ecosystem present all over the globe? Means they are different, is it not, children? So what are the non-living components? Means air, water, soil, then pressure, temperature, light, availability of sunlight. So all these will come under, even chemicals which are present. So all these will come under non-living components. Is it clear to you? But there is a rapport between biotic and abiotic components. Is it clear to children? And the organisms have to suit to live in that particular condition. Okay, so wherever it may be, even if the conditions are not same, for example, if you take a desert plant, cactus or aloe vera, okay, so aloe vera will be seen in our places also, but it is growing in xeric conditions, desert conditions. So it is having some adaptations in it. Is it clear to you? So it has to suit to live in that particular condition. So about that you will learn in later classes. So now in this part of the lesson, whatever content whichever is given in page number 11 in the table, you are going to learn about the biotic and abiotic components of a Coringa water ecosystem. So where do we observe Coringa water ecosystem? That we have to learn. Okay. So Coringa water ecosystem, where it is present means it is very much close to Visakhapatnam, 150 kilometers away from Visakhapatnam, near Kakinada Bay. Kakinada is on the bank of or on the Bay of Bengal. Is it present? It is present. Is it clear to you? And that coastal region especially. So it is a coastal region, no children. So here so many rivers which are present. So here Coringa is one of the rivers and it is tributary to river Godavari. Is it clear to you? So this Coringa waters are fresh waters, and the waters are going to be just mixing up with the salt water from in the sea, Bay of Bengal water. So what is going to happen? This area we have flexible conditions. Is it not, children? Flexible conditions we are going to observe. So when the water is brought to the mouth of the river, so much of salt concentrations are going to be brought here into the Coringa water, and when low tide is there, less salt concentration it is moving to the Bay of Bengal. Is it not, children? So to withstand or to live in that adverse conditions, the organisms have to survive. In what way? Means that some adaptations they will have. So now that is said to be Coringa water ecosystem history. Where is Coringa water ecosystem present, children? Coringa water ecosystem is a present, even freshwater also we can learn it. It is present very much close to Visakhapatnam city and 150 kilometers away from Visakhapatnam and very much close to Kakinada, and it is on the beach area of this Bay of Bengal. Okay, Coringa is a river whichever is tributary to Godavari. Is it clear to children? Then, so now what kind of biotic components and abiotic components we are going to observe, and here how many groups are there in biotic components? First we will learn. So in any ecosystem we are observing biotic and abiotic components, I said, and biotic components which have life. Okay, what are they? First one we can tell producers. We call them as producers. Second group which come under biotic components are consumers. We call them as consumers. Third group we call as decomposers. So any ecosystem you can take, whether it is Coringa water ecosystem or desert ecosystem or our house as an ecosystem. If you take as an example, we are going to observe producers, consumers and decomposers. Okay, so producers means what? They are always plants. Okay, children, always plants. And microscopic algae like blue green algae, Chlamydomonas or diatoms, we call them also as chlorophytes. They are largely present in waters. They are going to prepare food by the process called photosynthesis. Okay, the entire planet is going to get energy because of producers. Okay, in a ecosystem, producers are, that's why very important. Is it clear to you? So all plants and green are that microorganisms, chlorophytes, I will write chlorophytes, which are examples of microorganisms. Okay, all plants, they are going to produce energy. So that's why they are called as producers. Is it clear to you? Then consumers. So consumers means what? We are going to depend on plants, all living organisms. Okay, some of the organisms are directly depending on plants, like herbivorous animals, and vegetarians directly they are depending on plants for their energy source, for the food. Whereas if you take carnivorous animals like lion, tiger, they are going to eat the herbivorous animal. Means what? The energy where that herbivore is going to get, is it clear to children? From the plants only again. So directly or indirectly, the organisms are going to depend on plants. So we are going to consume. So that's group of organisms in the ecosystem. Any ecosystem are called as a consumers. So examples are animals and human beings. Is it clear to children? I hope you understood. Consumers are going to depend on producers. I hope you understood. Is it clear to children? Then here decomposers, you have to remember. Third group of living organisms which are present in any ecosystem under biotic components. So that is said to be decomposers. What do they do? After the death of any living organism, okay, any plant or animal, for example, suppose if you see any pigeon or any bird or any dog, if it is killed, or that peel of vegetables or fruits, after few days we are not going to observe that wherever we have thrown it. Is it not, children? So what is going to happen? Even dead bodies of any animal, the energy whichever is present in the dead organisms will be back to the nature by the decomposers. Is it clear to children? So decomposers examples you can take bacteria and fungi. Bacteria and fungi. I hope you understood. So bacteria and fungi will act on the dead organisms of plants or animals. Is it clear to you? And the energy complex form of source, energy source whichever is present, it will be simplified and it will be back to the soil. That is the reason we are not going to observe dead bodies as it is present on the thrown on the soil. Is it clear to you? So they will be acted by some kind of bacteria and fungi. Okay. So that group of organisms are called as decomposers. So they will come under biotic components. I hope you understood. Then abiotic components means what here? Which does not have life, and here temperature, light, then salt content. Okay children, all these pressure, sunlight, all these will come under abiotic components. I hope you understood children. So now in the Coringa water ecosystem, what are the different groups of biotic organisms? That is producers, consumers and decomposers, and what are the abiotic components present. So that we are going to discuss. So now let us observe this one. Once producers, what are present here? Mangrove plants. So they are trees children which are present continuously in water, and they are going to respire through the roots. Actually aerial respiration will be seen in the mangroves, and mangrove forests are going to protect the coastal region from natural calamities like floods and tsunamis. Then Spirogyra, Euglena, Oscillatoria, blue-green algae and Althrax. These are all said to be microorganisms which come under chlorophytes. They have chlorophyll. So if the chlorophyll is present, what will happen? They prepare their own food. Is it clear to children? Plants and chlorophytes, that microscopic organisms which contain chlorophyll are going to prepare food. That's why they are the biotic components of Coringa water ecosystem which come under producers. So what are the different producers children? You remember Major group mangrove trees, then Spirogyra, Euglena, Oscillatoria, blue-green algae, Anthrax. These are microorganisms. I hope you understood. Is it clear to you? Then consumers. Consumers means group of animals which depend on producers for their energy. So now here given shrimp, crabs we can observe, no children. Then hydra or predators, some kind of freshwater mussels we can call, snails we can call, turtles we can call, dolphins, brittle worm, tube worms. They are all going to get energy from the producers. Is it clear to you? So these are the examples of animals which live in a Kooringa water ecosystem. I hope you understood. Then decomposers are another group of living organisms which are said to be detritus, ante decomposing and feeding bacteria that cannot be seen to the naked eye. When we observe the sample of water under the microscope, we can see. So detritus feeding bacteria are present. So all these are the biotic components of Kooringa water ecosystem. So you will be given what are the producers you are observing in the given picture, or consumers observing in the given picture, or which will come under decomposers. Like that you will be given question. Then abiotic components means salt and fresh water. Salt water is from Bay of Bengal, and fresh water from when river is mixing with the bay water. Is it clear to children? Then air, sunlight, soil, like that. So these are all the biotic and abiotic components which are present in the Kooringa water ecosystem. Do you remember children? Our skin is also acting as an ecosystem. Okay, so more or less our skin is having here underline these words. There are over 1,000 organisms living on our skin. Okay, then different kinds of microorganisms will be living. You will be observing sometimes itching will be there, like or some diseases. We are going to observe skin diseases which we call they are because of some microorganisms which are living on our skin. Is it clear to you? So how many microorganisms are going to live on our skin? That is 1,000. Okay, then the biotic community consists of bacteria, fungi, and small even arthropods. So each what is that each mite which is responsible for scabies disease, that is microorganism, microarthropod. Then fungal diseases like ringworm. People are you might have seen pictures also in TV, like people who are suffering with ringworm, or leprosy. Leprosy is a kind of a bacterial disease. Is it clear to you? So like that here different kinds of microorganisms are living on our skin, which skin is acting as an ecosystem. Is it clear to children? Then the abiotic factors which are present on the skin is said to be dead cells. Dead cells means which cannot divide. Antekani manam we have died not like that. Is it clear to you? So dead skin cells, water, salt, sweat. Sweat will be just eliminated from our body, excreted through the skin only. Then oils also, sometimes skin will be oily. So oil, sweat, salts, water, dead skin cells, all this will be coming under abiotic components. Imagine, so our skin or inside our body also so many microorganisms are living. Sometimes they are responsible for diseases also. Is it not? So like that is there are examples of here ecosystems, different ecosystems. So now we have studied so far living community cannot live in isolation. So alone, is it possible children? Alone human beings, is it possible to live? No. So we have to depend on other organisms. Is it not children? So even in your house also, your mother is going to help you a lot. Is it not children? So she is going to prepare so many things for you. Is it not children? You and your family. So you are depending on your parents. Just like that, a family or we people are depending on different people like servant maids or milkman or any other people, those who are going to help us. And all together we have to depend on plants, we have to depend on animals, other animals for our survival. So alone I, it's not possible. Alone me, it's not possible. Is it clear to you? So we have to depend on other organisms. Okay, then the biotic community consists of bacteria. Then the living community together with the physical environment. Physical environment means abiotic components. Okay, so water, how much water is needed for a family, or the entry of light, or the availability of food, all the things will be taken into consideration. Is it clear to you? So abiotic components are also very important. So together, so the interaction of biotic components with the abiotic components, space ఉంది. For example, you are sitting in a bench, two students, so comfortably you can sit, two students, is it not? Suppose if I ask one more student to sit with you, okay, three students you can adjust. Suppose if I ask two more students to join, then definitely you may fall this side or that side. Is it not, children? So whatever that conditions are available, okay, so to that conditions we have to withstand. That point we have to remember. Is it clear to children? That is very, very important. Interacting. So that interaction, whatever you are observing between the biotic and abiotic components, or biotic or abiotic organisms, is called as a ecosystem. Then, so that's why here an ecosystem can be a natural or artificial. Natural ecosystems examples can you give, children? What are the different natural ecosystems you are observing? Yes, you are right. Like you can take pond ecosystem, grassland ecosystem. You and me have not made it. God's grace. Forest ecosystem, mountain, Himalayan mountains, whatever, or any pond. Okay, so all these are natural. Okay, then artificial means Nehru Zoological Park if you take, or any other park if you take. It is man-made for beauty. For people those are having aesthetic sense, we have done that one. Is it not, children? So there also we are going to observe interaction of plants, that is biotic and abiotic components. Is it not, children? Then sometimes temporary ecosystem also we can observe. For example, fly, that any work is happening, road work is happening, or bridges the people are going to lay. The people who are working there, they have temporary habitat to live there. Is it not, children? After that work is completed, they are going to be moving to some other place. Is it not, children? So that one is called temporary. But if we have permanent houses where we are living forever, or Nagarjuna Sagar Dam, it is permanent. Is it not, children? Long back it was constructed on the bank of on the Krishna river. Is it clear to you? So permanently may be present or temporarily present, or artificial or natural. So different kinds of ecosystems we are going to observe. Is it clear, children? So what is meant by an ecosystem? Ecosystem is a small unit of ecology where we observe the interaction of living organisms with non-living components, or we can learn biotic components always compete with abiotic components. Again, biotic components only. For example, grassland ecosystem if you take, you are going to observe different types of animals, birds there. Is it not, children? Different animals we can observe or not. Grass is there means grass is going to become food for deer. Then deer is going to become food for lion or tiger. So there is a competition. If more number of lions are there, tigers are there, more number of deers are there, okay, then there is no problem. If more number of deers are there, all the plants will be destroyed. I hope you understood interaction, relation, how it is maintained by the nature. Is it clear to you? So yeah, that is happening because of nature in the particular ecosystem. Interaction will be there. So ecosystem means a small unit of ecology where you are going to observe a interaction of biotic components with the abiotic components. Again, among biotic components also there will be some competition for energy source. So you can take examples like a single log, or you can take the tulsi plant which you are observing in your house. Uh, so what are the living components you can observe there in tulasi plant, whichever is kept in your home means tulasi plant, you can tell. So small insects you are observing, they also will come under biotic components, and birds also. So tulasi seeds are going to become feed for some birds. Is it not children? Some insects also you can observe. And what are the abiotic components? Means you are growing that tulasi plant in a pot. Soil is there, water is there, air is there. All this will come under abiotic components. So you can take a small, such a small log or edge of pond or any village or any other place, even your classroom or your house. So these are all examples. Is it clear to children? And there will be always interaction of biological components with the physical environment. Physical environment means which doesn't have life, that is abiotic components. I hope you understood, children. Then desert ecosystem is also given there. So in the desert ecosystem, let us see what type of conditions we are going to observe. So here in Koringa water ecosystem, what are biotic, abiotic and decomposers you learned. So in desert ecosystem given from the table in page number 11. Food web in or desert ecosystem I will write. Desert ecosystem. So what is a desert, children? So desert is a place where we observe vast area of just sandy soil we observe there. Is it not, children? So deserts of our country, do you remember? What is the famous desert of our country? Thar desert. And another desert whichever is present in Africa is said to be Sahara desert. Like so many other areas of the globe, if we observe, so many deserts are there. Okay, so what kind of climatic conditions we observe there? Means in deserts they are going to occupy 17% of the land. Area wise if we see all over the globe, 17% of the land on the globe is covered with desert. Is it clear to you? Then here very less rainfall, meager rainfall we are going to observe. So less than 23 centimeters of rainfall we are going to observe. Okay, in a year usually we have in rainy season more number of times rains. Last year we have good amount of water because of rains and floods. Is it clear to you? So rain is very important for the vegetation. Vegetation means plants. So here very less rainfall we are observing, less than 23 centimeters. So that's why what is going to happen? We are observing very less number of plants. Is it clear to children? So producer group is very less. So what kind of plants we can observe in the deserts? Cactus, examples, opuntia, aloe vera, then date palm trees, palm oils. Is it clear to you? So these are all Kitanara. So these are all said to be the examples of plants which are mostly seen in areas with less rainfall, less than 23 centimeters like okay, cactus, opuntia, aloe vera, date palm, etc. So if plants are less in number, and whatever the plants which are seen in the desert ecosystem, how they are surviving even if it is less rainfall. Okay, so they have some adaptations in that. So if we observe the aloe vera plant, so you may be having aloe vera in your house, no children? So the stem is green in color and it is the leaves are modified into spines, we can observe. So opuntia is it will be there like that, like this, and on this we are going to observe spines, thorns we can observe. So this portion will be very much green in color. So if green color is there, what does it mean? It will have chlorophyll so that it can prepare its own food. Cactus may be present in your house also. Okay, so as ornamental plants. So these are grown as ornamental plants also. You may get a doubt, but teacher, we are observing them here, no? But you are telling in deserts. So desert conditions. Even if we are not giving water every day also, these plants can be grown. Is it clear to you? So here they have some modifications. That is the reason they are going to survive in the high temperature conditions. So temperature is very much high and rainfall is very much less there. So less number of plants we are going to observe. Then other group of animals which come under consumers. So like camels or flesh eating animals we are going to observe there. Carnivorous animals which are nocturnal in nature we can observe there. Is it clear to children? So like that here sand snakes we can see, hyenas we can observe, camels we can see. Like that we are going to observe. But whatever it may be, the plants or the animals are seen very much less because the physical features are not supporting the life to survive in the desert conditions. In spite of that also we may see the life, but very less because of hot conditions. So that is about the desert ecosystem. Is it clear to children? So you learn about unless you read the topic, so you are reading the title, then you are going to go through the steps. Then after reading you are going to get an idea about what is an ecosystem and what kind of ecosystems have been explained. Then what are the examples given there, all that you learned only through reading. So if you read, if you are good at reading, or if you have the habit of reading books, you are going to become very good at science or good at knowledge, gaining knowledge. Is it clear to you? So tomorrow we will learn some other part of the lesson. Thank you.